Okay, okay. Now we're actually broadcasting. Are we broadcasting? Okay, finally. There we go. Let's start a new game. We're gonna take advantage of the custom difficulty in Dishonored. Slightly hidden. Restrained leaning, footstep noise. Normal. Search persistency long. Fast energy replenish. Low health regeneration. Cooldown off. You want to be able to use his powers constantly. You want there to be more guards. You want them to attack a lot. Want them to be normally accurate. Want them to panic less. Have more ammo. Oh no, we want to find less ammo. We want the slowest possible potion speed. We want to slow. Well, we'll have middle slow potion speed. Potions are weaker, tenacious enemies, and low visibility. High stealth, hard combat, easy stealth. That's the way I want to play Dishonored. So welcome back for the brief hiatus. We are now playing Dishonored: Death of the Outsider.
My name is Billy Lurk, though there aren't many people who remember. For years, I stayed hidden, captain of a ship called the Dreadful Whale. I was a smuggler, fence, and maybe traitor, depending on who you ask. Our names are always overshadowed by the words whispered after them. If you hide from the world long enough, eventually nobody remembers you. Then you're alone, living with your choices. But I could never forget the man who pulled me up from nothing. Dowd, the Knife of Dunwall. A name called out by the desperate or the dying. The assassin who ended one empress and saved another. Shame burns inside you for a long time. When I betrayed Dowd, he let me live. I left Dunwall and my own name behind. For years, I wondered if I was worth forgiving. For years, I laughed at myself for even wanting a killer's forgiveness. Sometimes mercy cuts deeper than any knife. Now I know that forgiving is something you do for yourself as much as for the people who hurt you. I know Dowd is in Karnaca, and I'm going to find him. Every night for weeks, the same terrifying dream. A street fight. My arm dead and lying in the gutter. My eye gouged out by a Grand Guard sword. But when I wake up, they still hurt for hours. Gives me the creeps. This always brought me a little comfort. You stole this for me, didn't you, Deirdre? Now it's all I have
I
left
like
of
that
it.
where Emily's
Another relic from the old days. Still holds an edge, at least. That boxing club in the Albarca Baths is my last lead. Dowd has to be there.
I like that oh, holy shit, this is responsive. Contracts.
Is this what you would have looked like, my sweet Deirdre?
I like
I would
where
have died soon after you, if it hadn't been for Dowd.
I like where Emily's lover is gender ambiguous. It could be anybody. Wyman could be either a guy or a girl or somewhere in between. Billy Lurks is canonically a woman. Billy Lurks is canonically at least a lesbian, if not bisexual. So here's another thing: is because Billy Lurk is an assassin or a mercenary at this point. She has contracts that she can fulfill for money, which is a mission. You get in a missionary, there are additional objectives you can complete for money. We have one to burn the White Hound, and to sabotage the booze manufacturing.
Burglary, spying, picking pockets. Dowd taught me more than just killing. It can keep me afloat. For now.
So I have... it's like stun darts and regular darts for my wrist bow. Like Dowd before her, Billy doesn't have a crossbow, she has a wrist bow. Or a hidden bow if you're an Assassin's Creed fan. So, we're also, like before, going to play it by ear. But I'm going to be a whole lot less perturbed about killing people than I was in my Dishonored 2, Dishonored 2, Knife of Dunwall, and Dishonored 1 runs. Because since Billy Lurk is a much more strongly defined character...
This station hasn't been used for years. Hiding the dreadful whale wasn't easy, but it's safe so far.
Someone who has already bloodied her hands and has already committed countless crimes. Her chaos is locked in. She is a high chaos character. You can't change that. Chaos doesn't matter in this in this game.
What can you tell me today, my little gutter friends?
The friend listens. The friend hears us. One of us. But ugly and big. Still friends.
And because she has a charm, she is able to listen to rats. So where she doesn't have a heart, she has the ability to listen to rats and get what they have to say about the world that she's in. So already we're talking a lot of really big changes for Dishonored because Dishonored's always had some form of bone charm detection in the form of a heart or an object, and it's always had where am I supposed to go? Why am I not able to open the coach? I actually forgot already where I'm supposed to go, and this mission just started. This is embarrassing. Oh, I haven't even reviewed the board. Okay. My bad. That's what I forgot. I've got to review the mission briefing before I actually start the mission.
I've been searching for months. I know you're here, Dowd. Somewhere.
There, now I can take the carriage.
Dowd's had the mark of the outsider in his hand for as long as I've known him. I've gone through every gang-infested slum asking after this, and no one would tell me a thing.
Yes, Stilton being saved is the canonical route. Like in Dishonored 1, the canonical route for Dishonored 2 is Emily, low chaos, but some killing. But, we're going to talk about, how time works in Dishonored in a second, because Or maybe not now, but after that. Yeah, even though that the her losing her eye and her arm didn't happen in this timeline, that timeline still like there was still a point in time where that did happen at some point. So that timeline is kind of bleeding into this one through Billy Lurk's
All
dreams.
right. The old Albarca Baths shouldn't be far.
She is dreaming of the timeline in which she did lose her arm and her eye. Now again, because Billy is not a bloodless, does not, or has blood in her hands, I should say. Since Billy Lurk does have blood in her hands, killing doesn't matter. You can be as lethal and unlethal as you want. It's purely a gameplay choice at that point. It does not affect chaos at all. Chaos is not a thing that's tracked in Death of the Outsider. So we are just probably going to leave a trail of blood in our wake.
I know what they're doing. That place reeks of black magic. You see the... Someone shoot that!
We're going to see a lot of that happening in this run. We're going to see a lot of people losing limbs in this version, in this, just a expansion, standalone of Dishonored.
I've heard a few things about the Eyeless. Some of it strange. None of it good.
Yeah, she does dream about that, and keep that in mind because that actually does come up as a major plot point for when the powers start coming into play.
What's wrong with people?
Detections in the end even after you're spotted by enemies. Various. Yes. Okay. I am aware. I've played Emerson since before game. Don't worry. I've got this.
Old Duff's hawking the new bone charm thing. Says it stirs up your vitals. Gets the juices flowing through your veins. Keeps your head clear for the fight. You reckon I should get one?
No. Don't put corn on that whalebone goofas. They don't do
So.
Get some scarlet nightshade ointment. Rub it on your chest before the...
Don't worry. It's not your fault, Nicole. The
I tried black nightshade elixir.
it's the stream. The stream is really far behind today for some reason. I'm not sure why, but it's the reason why I am late in responding to your comments.
Nah. I'll stick to Duffy's bone charms.
Well, do what your gut says. But trust me, when you're getting carved up like a screaming piglet in the ring, you'll wish you'd tried my ointment.
All right.
Jeanette Lee owns the place. She can answer your questions.
Jeanette Lee owns the place. So right now we are not hostile. This is neutral grounds, so we are not.
Locked. That area's private.
We're not going to get into a fight just yet.
Outsider's eyes. Dowd. They're making him fight? I have to get him out of there.
You don't look so tough.
This thing must be keeping Dowd's power suppressed. If I turned it off, nothing could stop him.
So yeah, there's the objective. We know that they're having Dowd fight in the pits here, but because of their contraption,
Oi, you're asking for trouble.
he can't use his power, so he's essentially a sitting duck.
I'm not drunk enough to have a conversation. You're fighting the
When you
black
get in
magic
there,
brute?
up your agility
Why
right
don't you
off.
roll in sardine paste and swim through hagfish waters instead? It's a less painful death. How do you want to die?
Wait, what?
I have plenty of ideas.
What's going on? How did I get detected? Huh. Okay. That's strange. You're gonna see that in a second, but that was bizarre.
Where's that?
I'm not drunk enough to have a conversation.
Outsider's eyes. Doubt. They're making him fight. I have to get him out of there.
You don't look so tough. Look at you! Trapped like a hound in the pits. Hoping your masters will throw you a bone shard.
Oh, I see. They caught me stealing. That explains it. That's fine. I'll just loot the bodies once this mission is over. I see what happened.
Outsider's eyes. Doubt. They're
Now we
making
figured
him
that
fight.
out.
I have to get him out of there.
You don't look so tough.
This place really pulls in coin.
Trapped like a hound in the pits. Hoping your masters will throw you a bone shard. This bar is my place, not yours. Get out.
All right. So, it's time to put on some tactics. Bathing salts here. So what I like about this is, like, just like in Dishonored 1 and 2, the very first mission has you not using any powers. You have to unsteady hands. Steady hand, enemies miss with 5 projectiles more often, so since we only have 1 bone charm, might as well equip it. So this first level forces you to kind of get a handle of the base of the game without powers before you start getting the crazy things coming into play.
Doubt's never lost a fight.
She's the only one who knows how to gather black mandrake root.
But we are in hostile territory at the moment because people aren't supposed to be in this room.
Charlatans don't know sport.
So we gotta be sneaky sneaky. So here's a new tool at our disposal. These are called hook mines. They're kind of like the arc mines and the stun mines of previous games, but what they do is they hook an enemy like that, and you can trigger it to be either lethal or non-lethal, depending on how much force you have it apply. But it will take out whatever you are pointing it at. And that's the white-headed hound, or the white-furred hound that we have to burn. And we will, but right now I want to take them out.
No way.
leader of the gang. She's taken care of. She has a bone charm on her. Great damage to your sword. Sword attacks are slower. God, no. That's a bad charm. Bad charm. Notice that all these gang members have raw whalebone on their person. Because these gang members... That's the alarm. Oh no, that opens the door. These guys use bone charms to enhance their fighting prowess. So... this area seems safe. So they all have raw whalebone because they all craft bone charms. Not because they have supernatural abilities, but because that's what they do as a hobby. Alright, now... the mission for the monies is to burn this body. And here is a working incinerator. I turned on before putting the body in, but that's okay. Because now, we're going to burn it for real. And that completes that contract. So when this mission's over, I'll get paid for the contract being completed. That's how you get money in this DLC, is by completing those contracts. Oh, I'm out of room, so I'm gonna start having to use a few of these. So that's how that's the one of the main mechanics in Death the Outsider is, since Billy Lurk is a hired mercenary, she can fulfill contracts to earn money. Some of those contracts get really, really interesting. And I can't enter that room. So I think now that we have Jeanette's key, we can use that to kind of explore the place a bit more. We might even be able to unlock the big sealing device on Dad's powers with this key. Before we do, though, I'm going to do a little bit more exploring in the upper floor. I believe there's a bone charm in this room.
I once knew a kid who said his bone charm would make bullets bounce off his skin. He shot himself in the stomach and...
Yes, this is what I need. Agility. Where agility was a power... a passive ability in previous games, since Billy doesn't have passive powers in Death the Outsider, stuff like that has to be relegated to bone charms. So this agility will give me the double jump
died a day later.
And platforming prowess that I've previously relied on in other Dishonored games. That will be very useful. Very useful. Hag pearls can be non-lethal near projectiles that can be thrown by pressing right. They deal no damage, but they do not break physical objects they impact. Okay, these are just basically noisemaker arrows from Thief.
Didn't imagine that.
All right, come after me or not. That's also fine. Well, hopefully with Jeanette's key here, I should be able to, yeah. Now, now that Dowd is free, everyone here is, yeah, they're all dead. They're all fucking dead. Dowd got badass in his old age.
I knew you'd seek me out one day. I didn't think it would be like this.
You were hard to find. How did you end up here?
So let's talk somewhere else. The Eyeless have more secrets than you know.
I've got a ship. Or what's left of it. The Dreadful Whale. It's docked below the Akantila repair station. Dowd,
Say whatever you want to say, Billy. That you're here now is enough. I need your help.
like old times?
Those days are gone. This is something bigger. One last job.
I can do it. Who's the mark?
The one responsible for it all. The cults. The black magic. This mark on my hand. We're gonna kill the black-eyed bastard himself.
What? You want to kill the outsider? You want to kill God? I finally find him, and the old man's got me jumping right back into this occult shit. Dowd can explain himself back on the Dreadful Whale.
So yes, as the name of DLC implies, this is Dowd and Billy Lurk working together on a mission to assassinate the Outsider. Dowd still believes the Outsider to be the main cause of all of his and society as a whole's problems, and so he believes that this mission will give him a shot at redeeming himself and at stopping other people from becoming as he was. Also, he literally killed every single person in the entire level the moment he got free. So yeah, even though he's old, Dowd is still powerful. Though it looks like that that display visibly exhausted him. Before we go, though...
Surrender, you filthy sewer rat! Good job, boys. Whiskey's on me tonight. We'll probably get a medal for this.
That sabotages their supply. Need to find the recipe, which I believe should also be somewhere in this room. So there we go. And that is the recipe, so that completes that contract. So now we completed both of the contracts in this level. We will get a nice fat payday once we finish. But as you heard, there are guards outside, so we're going to need to be careful on our way out.
Here?
You're not supposed to be here! What's going on? You are so... I'll tear you to... Take this!
Come at me then. Alright, now that we have agility, platforming here should be a little easier. This actually shouldn't take that long to finish the first mission of this DLC. Oh wow, that is slow. Come at me then. So we are going to finally, long last, address the problem of the outsider in this world.
Hello? Anybody? Don't make me search the whole place. I don't have time for that.
God, that is fucking gruesome. Billy Lurk is not playing around anymore. And this is where... And this ends the mission.
Not quite the old life, but it feels
Dowd has
good.
been rescued.
I wonder
now
if Dowd has seen these.
Back in play. And you're going to return to him. It still tracks your lethality, but chaos doesn't matter, so you can just had it as you please. As you can see, we finished our contracts, and we eliminated the leader of the Deadeyes, and basically destroyed the operation here, the Fight Club here. And so this is where some of the weird shit starts to go down.
When I first caught sight of Dowd, I was just a broken kid, staying alive out of spite. He cut the throats of 3 men without making a sound, leaving only blood and death in his wake. I don't know what I was hoping for when I followed him that night, but he shared his strange magic with me. And more than that, his skill, his time, his trust, and sometimes his secrets. Now he's not the man he was. Here in his final days, he's got wounds that won't ever heal and regrets as sharp as mine. I know how much that carves you up inside, but I found him, and he wants me to help him make up for a lifetime of sins by killing a god. The Abbey teaches us that the outsider preys on weakness, that the void is the source of doubt, heresy, and suffering, that the outsider is to blame for all our ills. Who knows? Maybe they're right. The same dream. My arm hacked away, my eye hollow and burning. It still aches. Let's hope it's not some kind of omen.
Let me tell you something about the void, Billy Lurk. It touches the minds of the dreaming and the dying alike. And sometimes, dreams can only tell you what you wanted to forget.
I know who you are. Why are you here? What do you want from me?
People usually want something from me.
What in the void?
But you don't want my mark, do you, Billy? So I will return something you lost.
Wait, what are you? Ah!
The world was wounded around you. And you carry the scars. You will never be the same. I wonder if you'll like them.
What did he do to me? Of course he shows up now. Shit! Shit! He took my arm! And my face! Is it because of the dreams? Or Dowd?
So what happened here is very complicated. To be clear, the outsider has not given Billy Lurk his mark. Has not. Billy Lurk does not have the mark of the outsider. What he did is created a time paradox where Billy Lurk's eye and arm simultaneously do and do not exist. Which gives her the ability to use the powers that would normally be given to someone with the Outsider's mark, but without the connection to him. Instead, she's connected directly to the Void itself. Which is why, when I use powers... I'll explain later.
What has the Outsider done to me?
What happened to you? The Outsider did this. What did he say?
I've had bad dreams for a while now, and he was never there. But I feel good, strong, like all those years ago when we ran together. He didn't offer me his mark, just said some cryptic shit, and left me with this.
I never knew what the black-eyed bastard wanted. Be careful. The Outsider's gifts come with a price. You won't know until it's already been paid.
I didn't have much choice.
Neither do I. My connection to the Void is fading. We've got to act soon, before it takes me forever.
You found a way to do it. To kill the Outsider. How?
I spent years looking for an answer. I searched the Isles, tracked down a dozen crazy cults. But there's more to the Eyeless. They've got a relic. The knife that made the Outsider. Thousands of years ago, it's here, in Karnaca.
A knife. So you want me to steal it?
Soon. First, we need to find out who leads the Eyeless, and where they keep that knife. They're powerful people, wealthy or noble or both. I don't know their names, but they all have an esoteric tattoo that sets them apart. Those low-ranking thugs at the boxing club talked about getting inked in the Red Camellia in the Upper Syria district.
I'll go there and see what I can find. Try to rest out.
I couldn't do this on my own anymore, Billy. Thank you.
So Dowd has spent every waking hour of his life since Corvo spared him at the end of
That's not possible. My arms,
Dishonored
my eye.
1,
It's just like the dreams.
trying to kill the Outsider. That is what he's been spending his entire life at that point doing. And as a result, now that we found him, we are going to help him carry out his final wish because he is dying. Dowd has only a couple of days left before he will pass from this world.
All our lives, the Abbey of the Everyman tells us to hate him.
For once, they're right.
So are we working for the Abbey now?
They'd kill us as soon as him if they had the chance. No. The Abbey doesn't want our help. And we don't need it.
It's kind of like BioShock Infinite, but not really. Also, because she exists in between timelines now, Billy Lurk does see where the old timeline is being transposed onto the new one.
She can see it all. The void breaking and spreading through all the cracks. Like Seymour sinking in shit.
Because, well, Emily did save Stilton, and that did radically change the course of history in Karnaca, it didn't do so cleanly. There are still traces of the old timeline left, where the void is seeping through into this world. It's not as strong as it was in before, in the manor itself, but it is still there, and people who are connected to the void, like Billy is now, can detect the discrepancies between the timelines. So one of the cool things about Death of the Outsider is that if you look, my mana regens extraordinarily quickly.
This thing lets me see more than I should.
I only have 3 powers.
Why give this to me?
But I can use them essentially at will because the mana regenerates at an extraordinarily fast rate. Where Corvo had Blink and Emily had Far Reach, Billy has a power called Displace, which lets me leave a beacon at a point. And if I'm close enough to it, I can zip there instantaneously. Her second power is an enhanced version of dark vision called Foresight, which when I use it, allows me to actually project myself in a period of stopped time to scout ahead for enemies and objects of interest. If I go too far, it breaks, but I do have the ability to use it to scout. The third thing, we won't be able to use it to test it here, is disguise. It lets me basically rip off an enemy's face and wear it like a mask to disguise myself as them. And you're right, Crazy Stream Time. I actually really like this mana system because it is compared to previous Dishonored games incredibly liberating. There is so much you can do in this game with the removal of chaos and the addition of nearly unlimited mana that you couldn't possibly hope to do in previous Dishonored games. It's just, it is a very, very powerful set of tools they give you access to. As well, Billy Lurk has only those 3 powers. They're all extraordinarily effective powers. And on top of that, she does have access to all of those tools, like the stun shots, the crossbow shots, and the hook mines, and some of the other stuff we haven't even seen yet. So, in order to kill the Outsider, our goal in this mission is to find out who leads the Eyeless gang and where they've hidden the knife of the Outsider. The knife that created the Outsider, that made him who he was. And we saw the event that we saw at the start of, or at the Crack of the Slab, at the end of Crack of the Slab in Dishonored 2, we saw the scene of the Outsider being born by having some 14-year-old kid killed at knife point with this magic knife. We're looking for that knife that created him. We will probably not finish the mission up, but we can get started at the very least. So we're going to transpose ourselves. No, we're just going to jump here, actually. We're going to transpose ourselves up here. These are extraordinarily cool powers. Oh, Semblance is what the disguise power is called. And the cool part about this displace power is that if you displace onto an enemy, see if I can demonstrate it. If I displace into his position, for example, he's dead. Turns out having someone instantaneously project their map or their mass onto your mass is not healthy. It is, in fact, extraordinarily lethal. So, we know that the Eyeless get a tattoo here that signifies they're a member. So we're going to use Foresight to take a look at what's here. Bone Charm, we're going to mark that. And that gave us a decent look at what's inside.
Should be able to complain to someone.
Oh, what are our contracts for this mission? Oh. We didn't take any. I should probably fix that. It's okay. We don't really need the money. No, no, no. I should probably totally take those contracts. Thankfully, we're not that far into the mission. So we can just reload. Yeah! This is a remix map in the second game, and this, and we come into this, map... Yeah, this is from the Dust District, isn't it? This is a remix of Dust District maps. Or Dust District
my arm hacked away,
locations.
my eye hollow and burning.
And we come to this map twice.
Is it because of the dreams?
Actually.
Or doubt?
We're gonna skip all this because I want to see if there's any contracts that we can take. Do you remember if you take contracts before you enter a mission proper?
It's been a long time since those days.
Where did you find them?
All our lives. The Abbey of the Everyman tells us to hate him.
Am I missing something? I should be able to take some... Because there are contracts for this mission. Contracts for all 5 missions in the game. Or all 4. Or the first 4. Am I missing something? Where do you take the contracts for each mission? Maybe I'm forgetting something. It's okay. Maybe I'm just crazy. That's fine. We'll figure it out. Let us oh, no, we'll just, we'll actually just walk. Oh, you know what? It probably is at the black market. That makes all the sense in the world. We'll find the black market soon. But right now I really want to sneak into here. Kill the crocowolves. Yeah, that makes sense. They probably are at the black market, but there's our back door open. You quiet. I want you to stay quiet. You're a civilian, so I'm not going to kill you. But I'm going to take that. Got a bone charm. At full void energy, you move faster, make less noise, and deal more damage. At full void energy, you move slower. Or at less than full, you move slower, make more noise, and deal less damage. Considering that you're almost always at full, I will accept that curse. Because it doesn't take that much effort to go from a 0 power to full power.
What are they mixing these inks with?
So we're
This
gonna...
must be where the eyeless get inked.
By the way, you should never do this in real life, but we're gonna tattoo ourselves. Always have a professional handle the tattooing for you.
I always wanted to join a cult. All right, if this is what it takes. Don't flinch.
So now we have a cult tattoo, which will let us gain access to cult areas. And this is a list of people who have appointments to
Sean
get
Yun,
tattoos.
the singer, and a city administrator, Ivan Jacoby. These are high-profile people, There's a third leader mentioned, but no name.
So we have two avenues of investigation to find the true leader of the cult. An artist and a political official. And now we got to investigate both places to find out who is the leader of the eyeless cult. These guards are hostile to me. As are you, so...
I don't like that.
Guards.
Better have a look.
I might look different, but they'll still recognize me from the posters. Best avoid them if I can.
Whew. Get into a brawl. So, let's see what else is here.
Marvelous. I'm game if you are.
Oh, not worth stealing from him.
I've seen the roads these places were built on. I've seen them under mud and under bricks, under the stones of the streets. They were all shrouded in blood.
Welcome, welcome. Feel free to look around.
Don't talk. Well, that's a fine how do you do.
This is sick. What is that woman doing? Get out of here while you still can.
Thank you. Thank you. No one wants to die full of blood flies. That awful woman keeps all her blood amber locked up. But the key is beside her work table. Take it all. I don't want to touch any of it.
So I'm going to let you live. Because you seem like be a cool dude. But you're an evil piece of shit. So we're going to do as Billy Lurk does and offer you some nice karmic justice. Die full of bloatflies.
Bloodfly nests? Here? Ugh. This is some risky shit. Bloodflies never stay under control.
This is called karma. I hope you die.
She's been snatching people off the streets. Outsider's blood. Ugh. This has got to be the worst way to die.
Key is by her work table. Oh. Wow, that's how blood amber is made. I wonder... Oh, there it is. Their work key. This should be a decent sum of money. And now an evil woman is dead. And it's getting a little late. So I think with that, we are going to adjourn the first ever stream of Death of the Outsider. Thank you guys for joining. Hopefully next time the stream will be a little bit more in sync with real time. Take care, and I will see you next Saturday for the Magic the Gathering streams. Until then, have a lovely evening, and I hope you have a great week.